So I've pretty much been drawing or making stuff as long as I can remember. I definitely have liked art for a really long time, but during COVID, like when we went into the original like lockdown where, we weren't going to school, we didn't really have school, there wasn't much to do, so that was definitely something I used to keep me busy. Christmas of sophomore year, I got an iPad and an Apple Pencil, and that was like my big Christmas and birthday gift, and I was really excited about it. But I had like no time to do anything with it because of school. I just like didn't have a lot of time to do it. And so definitely when I had that like open time, I was like, all right, I gotta teach myself how to do this. Like before COVID, as I was such like a perfectionist, and like if I was gonna make a piece of art, like I had to sit down and like make it really good, and I would spend like hours getting like one little detail perfect. And then through COVID, I was like, you know what, I'm just not gonna let myself do that anymore. I'm just gonna say like, no, like I need to make something that is fun for me to make, and then you get better once you stop caring.
Everyone was in quarantine, so all I had was like my sketchbook, and it was like still that like period of time where it's like you can't go to the stores or everyone's gonna die, like stuff like that. So I couldn't go to like Michael's or anything to get a new sketchbook, so I was like drawing on like the fronts and backs of like every page, and like it was like warping, and it was like really full. And then I was like, okay, well I need a new sketchbook. So I feel like it was just kind of a way to like, I guess, cope. I had control over it, and like when everything's out of control, you like look for some way to control things, I guess, in your life. So I could draw what I wanted and post what I wanted.
So it was just me and my parents in my house, which is like a lot of time, just the three of us in our house, especially since my dad used to like travel a lot and my mom was always pretty busy. So like there was definitely just all this family time. Definitely, I feel like everyone kind of experienced that like sense of like boredom, but also like you're just kind of sitting there with nothing to do. And so I feel like art really helped like get through that versus just like laying in bed or doing stuff like that. Art definitely helped with like finding something new, and like you're never gonna run out of things to make. Like even though it feels like it sometimes, there's always something new you can make.
Even from the beginning, I think I used art as like a form of self-expression. Like I'd take my thoughts and like my emotions, and then like I'd draw people who like weren't me, but they also like were supposed to be me, but they didn't look anything like me, just to kind of like get that expression across. In the very beginning kind of lockdown, I did like a ton of self-portraits that I thought were like really cool because I've never done anything like it before. I was like messing around with like colors and like anatomy and stuff like that.
Definitely like doing more abstract pieces is kind of how I found like my style, that I do like portraits and stuff in digitally. Digital is my favorite when it comes to like really working on a piece for a long time and making it look super good. But if I'm just at home, I literally have my sketchbook next to me like all day, and I'm just like doodling. And I've definitely put so much time into just like practicing and like I said, like just like making it my own, that definitely helped improve. Like I hadn't used my iPad much, and so just like opening my iPad and like downloading Procreate, which is the app I use, and just like being able to just like play around with the app, like look at all the different like brushes you can use, even make your own brushes, stuff like that, and where it's just like you're playing around and you're trying. That has definitely made like a huge difference because I had all that time to like get to know the program, and now I'm like, okay, I feel pretty good about it and I can do all this different stuff with it. So
I'm really trying to practice like anatomy. Like I've started to do anatomy studies, which I've never done before. I just kind of like winged everything. But just for a while, I was just like drawing things to post them online. But then during lockdown, I kind of like, I have like a personal art Instagram and then a public one. So I stopped like posting things on like both of those. And then I started drawing like mostly for myself, which was fun because I've never like done that before. So I could like experiment and just kind of like put my feelings on paper, and then like no one had to see it.
I'm more invested now just because I've spent a lot more time working at it and getting better, and it's really been something that I'm able to almost make a little bit of a living off of it. So that's been really helpful, especially now when it's hard to get a job.
I've been like thinking about like opening up a store or like commissions. Before it was just kind of something that I do just for fun, but now it's like, especially since like we're getting older, it's like, do I want this to be something that I make a living off of? Like, do I want to do something more with it instead of having it just be a hobby?
Now I'm busier, but like I'm pretty much just as busy or busier as I was like back then, just with school and like sports and stuff. But now I've realized like, okay, that should be a priority. Like if I can't take 15 minutes to draw something, then something is not, like I gotta make time for that because it's something I like to do.
I get home from school and I already have like ideas in my head and I like draw for like a couple hours.